Attention, duelists. We're jumping right into the action on this 103 of Master Duel Learn. I hope you all had solid weekends. What am I looking at? Both players have no extra deck. What is this? Opponent summons Mad Dog of Darkness, puts Sword of the Deep-Seated on it, puts Lucky Iron Axe on it, and passes. Big dog. Player activates Euler's Circuit. Field spell, your opponent's monsters cannot attack if you control 3 or more Tin Dangle monsters. Once per turn, during your stamina phase, you can target a Tin Dangle in your control, give control of it to your opponent. You can banish this card from the graveyard and discard a Tin Dangle to add 1 Euler Circuit card from deck to hand. Weird card. Player summons Zolga the Prophet. That's Raigeki Break. Slaps their own face against the Mad Dog and passes. I'm worried about this man. Duels B summons Insect Knight. Player uses Raigeki Break. Pitching Longwan to pop the Knight, not the dog. Another card set in the back row and pass. Draw a Scripton. Summons Holding Legs. Opponent activates Kunai with Chain. Get to equip to the Mad Dog and buff it. Holding Legs will crash against the dog. This matches absolutely nothing. Board wide open, useless field spell. Player summons Mekk-Knight Avram, activates Cup of Ace, wins the flip, puts Sword of the Deep-Seated on the dog. Big dog, bark, bark, game over. Well, that was a weird start. Hopefully we get something a bit more normal. Engaging. We get something more engaging. We got Makanko. Activate the effect of Ohime, adding Water Arabesque. Pitching Nini. Summons Hare. Activates the Arabesque, equipping it. Able to add Maya Washidori. Activate Washidori, equipping it to Hare. Arabesque brings out Hugh Lee. Switches focus onto that. Maya Washidori goes to grave. Hare goes back to hand. Able to add Rivalry to hand. Activate Nadir's Servant. Send away Garura, adding Ecclesia. Garura will let him draw a card, getting Maxi. Maya Washidori targets Nini, summons her back, equips to that, sets Rivalry, passes. Got Maxi and Ash Blossom in hand. Opponent activates Feather Duster. Rivalry activates in response, targeting Nini. Equipping a double-edged sword to it. But all the field spell equip cards go away then. Activates E Emergency Call. Ash Blossom say no. Activates Triple Tactics Thrust, adding Triple Tactics Talent. Activates Talent. Draws 2. Activates Raigeki. Passes turn. Nini is now banished. Draws Fire Dance for turn. Activates Ohime. Getting Great Makanko Ceremony. Putting Ecclesia in the grave. Maya Washidori will target Hugh Lee. Summon her back. Equip to her. Hugh Lee will add Makanko Promise. Summons Hare. Both his monsters will then overlay. Make Ghost Trick Alucard. Rivalry effect will activate, banishing itself. Target the double-edged sword. Alucard then overlays further into Angel of Mischief. Mischief will detach Alucard, add Ghost Trick Shot. Activate Shot. Opponent activates Maxi. Shot will summon Alucard back. Alucard will overlay into another Angel of Mischief. Activates Great Makanko Ceremony, summoning Ohime. Activates Double-Edged Sword, putting it on her, moves to battle, swings at the opponent, swings with the Angels of Mischief as well. And that is the game. Weird choices running the ghost tricks. But hey, if it works for him, who are we to judge? Other than nameless voices on the internet judging him. This is a weird one. Opens Droll and Lock, Telegro Crawclo, Crawclo? Law Crow, Synchron Carrier, Ghost Ogre, and Imperm. Not a bad interruption hand. Opponent activates Upstart Goblin. Gets a card, opponent gets 1,000. Activates Droll and Lock, no more adding cards. Summons Goblindberg. Ghost Ogre will activate in response to its effect activating. Activates Mystic Walk, tributing their own Goblindberg before it can be popped. Goblin brings out Star Drawing, sets one card in the back row, and passes. Player draws Tuning, activates it. Is their opponent just on the Utopia Manipulator of Souls Oko? If so, it's probably the first time we're seeing someone actually counterplay it. Tuning to add Junk Synchron. Summons Synchron Carrier. Then summons Junk Synchron who targets Droll and Lock. Sync together Junk Synchron and Synchron Carrier, making Junk Speeder. Speeder will summon a bunch of Synchron monsters, Jet, Junk, and Stardust, then specials out Claw Crow from hand. Syncs it together with his second Junk Synchron for TG Hyper Librarian. Sync together Jet Synchron and Junk Speeder, making Stardust Charge Warrior. Gets to draw a card off of both of his Synchro monsters' effects. Stardust's on summon, TG for seeing a Synchro summon, gets another Imperm, gets Synchron Overtake. Stardust and Stardust will then sync together, make Baron de Fleur. Draws another card. It's Reinforcement of the Army. Activates it. Opponent activates Destruct Potion. You were correct, it is just the Oko. Baron will chain in response to Destruct Potion, negating it, trying to keep their opponent in lethal range. Rhoda adds Doppel Warrior. Jet Synchron will pitch one Imperm from his hand to summon itself. Doppel Warrior will summon itself. Jet and Droll will then sync together. Make Celestial Double Star Shaman. Hyper Librarian draws another card. Double Star will activate to summon monsters. Summons Black Claw Crow and Synchron Carrier. Able to get Junk Converter off his draw. Syncs together everything that's not already a Synchro with Stardust Shaman. Gets Psy Framelord Omega. Draw another card. Doppel Warrior will then make Doppel Tokens. Draws Ash Blossom, activates Overtake, revealing Junk Warrior, summons Junk Synchron back from the grave. Junk Synchron and Hyper Librarian will sync together, make Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon. Baron uses effect, popping the Star Drawing, moves to battle, punches with both the Doppels, punches with Crystal Wing, Framelord Omega, and Baron for just enough to get over his opponent's boosted life points. Branded on Duelist A, Duelist B. Luanderies activates the unexplored wilds. Wins. I always get their names wrong. Anyway, reveals Toucan, adds Chinook. Blackwing Flu. Activates the map. Reveals Eaglin in hand. Sends away Rabina. Summons Eaglin. Their effects will chain. Rabina goes back to hand. Eaglin will add someone. Adding M-Pen. Summon Rabina. Rabina add Toucan. Tributes as birds for the M-Pen. M-Pen to add Advent of Adventure. Summons Toucan. Targeting Rabina. Eaglin's effect will activate. Add itself back to the hand. Toucan, add Rabina. That's 3 in the back row, and pass. Activates Gold Sark. Opponent activates Dreaming Town, starting there. Your turn, no, my turn. Summoning Rabina. Gold Sark, sending away Tri-Brigade Mercurier. Mercurier effect will activate, Rabina will chain. Adds Stree. Summons Eaglin. Mercurier adds Albion the Shrouded. Eaglin effect, adding Apex Avian. Then tributing Toucan and Eaglin for Apex Avian. Their effects will activate from Banished, putting themselves back in the hand. Albion the Shrouded will send away Branded in red. Opponent activates Advent of Adventure, sending away a card, adding Snowl, gaining life points. Albion goes back, adds Blazing Cartesia, activate Branded Fusion. Apex Avian says no, bouncing itself to negate and destroy. Nadir Servant activated, sending away a Albion the Branded to add a Guiding Quem, who will then be summoned. Magnificent Map will chain to her summon. Summoning Toucan. She sends away Albaz. Toucan effect, add back Stree. Then, tributing one of theirs and one of the opponents for Snell. Blazing Cartesia will then be activated, summoning herself. Snell will banish a card from their hand to flip her down. Sets one card, Albion the Branded will attempt to activate, but Called By says no. I think the Fluanderees has this one. Turn passes to Duelist B. Summon Eaglin. The banished birds will go back to the hand. Eaglin will add Ryza. Tributes one of their monsters and one of their opponent's set card to summon Apex Avian. Rendered Retribution will banish itself from the grave, target Branded Fusion, add it back to hand. But I don't think that's enough. Opponent gets Rabina back. Snell will then summon Rabina, who will add a card. Once again, tributes their opponent's monster and one of theirs for Ryza. Ryza will get rid of Eaglin, bounce one of the cards back from the graveyard to deck, swings with all the big birds, and that's the game. We got tunes. Opponent activates Soul Absorption, then Pot of Desires, banish 10, draw 2, gains 5,000 life points, activates Dimensional Fissure, sets 1, passes. Player activates Pot of Extravagance, banish 6, draw 2, gives his opponent 3,000 life points, activates Toon Table, getting Toon Kingdom, activates Toon Kingdom, banishes 3, opponent gets more life points. Activates Bookmark, getting Page Flip. Harpy Lady effect. Page Flip will chain. Goes off Dark Magician Girl, Dark Magician, and Soldier. Soldier is the one that's summoned. Harpy Lady is summoned, popping the opponent's Inferno Tempest. Soldier then punches the face. Duelist B activates their own Pot of Extravagance, banish 6, draw 2, gain life points. Tributes their opponent's monsters for Lava Golem, thus gaining more life points. Sets 2 cards and passes. Lava Golem will do some burning. Player moves it to attack mode, swings, opponent activates Skill Drain. Then, because they took a bunch of damage, they activate Inferno Tempest, banishing all monsters in each player's deck and graveyard, making them gain 9,000 life points. Duelist B activates Dark Hole, destroying the Lava Golem, gaining another 500 because they needed it, I guess. There are no monsters in any player's deck except for the one in Duelist A's hand, and they pass turn. Duelist B summons Necroface, its effect is negated, and they punch the opponent just to speed up the death. Toon player's turn, getting evenly matched, activates Comic Hand, stealing the Necroface, hits the opponent with it, but I don't think they're going to be able to outpace him. Duelist B activates Backup Squad, drawing a card for every 1,000 damage they take. Duelist A forced to discard for turn. Passing turn, Duelist B sets one card and passes. Actually, it's possible that Duelist B could deck out. Player activates Toon Rollback, enabling Necroface to make 2 attacks this turn, so Backup Squad will get the player 2 cards. He's just going to try to deck out Duelist B at this point. Duelist B tributes Necroface for Jizukiru. Necroface effect will activate, Soul Absorption will chain, and Torrential Tribute at the end to pop Jizukiru. Jizukiru goes pop, Soul Absorption gain 500, Necroface. Players lose cards. Then Soul Absorption will have 2 triggers, gaining 500 and 5,000. Then activate Soul Release, banishing 5 from the opponent's graveyard. Gains another 2,500. Boy is looking healthy. That's 1. Passes. However, only 1 card left in Duelist B's deck. The Duelist A's 8. Draws Lightning Storm. Sets a Toon Kingdom over his pre-existing one so he can activate Lightning Storm, popping his opponent's entire back row. Sets Forbidden Chalice, activates Toon World. Passes turn. Duelist B draws the last card in their deck. Activates Feather Duster. Then activates a second Dimensional Fissure, a second Soul Absorption, a second Backup Squad, a third Dimensional Fissure, and sets 1 card. And despite having 27,000 life points, he's not going to win this. Duelist A activates Toon Table of Contents to add another one. Activates the second to add Bookmark. Sets his cards that he can. Passes turn. And thus to dust Duelist B goes. Ocean Control, it looks like. Activates Fish Sonar, adding Electric Jellyfish to hand. Activates Foolish Burial Goods, sending away Ice Barrier. Ice Barrier will banish itself, send away Karyushin, then add him back to hand. Summons a Jellyfish, opponent activates Chandragolier, pitching itself and Transaction Rollback. Setting Big Welcome. Jellyfish will send away a Legendary Ocean. Player summons Karyushin, who adds Sea Stealth Attack. That's 3 and passes. Activates Sea Stealth Attack during the draw phase, which activates a Legendary Ocean. Opponent's turn. Summons Barrier Statue of the Abyss. You are filthy. 2 cards in the back row and passing. Karyushin effect, adding Karyushin's Dark Reef. Jellyfish will swing. Opponent activates Destructive Daruma. Sea Stealth Attack will activate, getting rid of Ocean Dragon Lord for the time. Big Welcome will chain. Big Welcome summoning the Lady, bouncing the Abyss. Daruma Cannon flipping the monsters on field. Chandragolier effect, adding itself back to hand because monsters were removed from the field by trap. Player summons another Jellyfish, and Karyushin comes back during the end phase. Duelist B flips up the Lady, sets 1, swings at the Ocean Lord. The Stealth Attack will activate to do something, then activates Karyushin's Dark Reef, getting rid of the Ocean. Lady effect activates the chain. Another Sea Stealth will activate to activate a Yumi from hand or grave. Chandragolier again, pitching itself and the Abyss statue. Sets the Labyrinth. Sea Stealth reactivates the Ocean. Lady sets Imperm. And Dark Reef summon another Karyushin and Fiend Kraken. Sorry, Doom Kraken. Labyrinth attempts to activate. Jellyfish will attempt to negate. Imperm on the Jellyfish. Sea Stealth attack to banish it before that can resolve. Imperm misses. Jellyfish negates the Labyrinth. The stealth attack will then bring back the jelly. Player draws a fish sonar, flips up his other jelly, activate the sonar, adding Ocean Dragon Lord. Dragon Lord on board will add Sea Stealth 2. Jellyfish and Doom Kraken will then overlay. For Super Quantal Mech Beast, your dumb name, Gram Pulse. Gram Pulse uses effect targeting the back row. It's an Imperm. Imperm is activated, targeting Jellyfish. Lady of the Labyrinth will chain. Jellyfish will chain. Sea Stealth will then banish the Jellyfish. Jellyfish will negate the lady's effect. Imperm will miss, and Gram Pulse will get rid of that Imperm. Player then summons their second Karyushin, activates Sea Stealth 2. Stealth 2 will then summon Doom Kraken, just to pop it. During the end phase, Big Welcome Labyrinth will bounce a Legendary Ocean, and Electric Jellyfish will return to the field. During the opponent's turn, Sea Stealth 2 will summon a Doom Kraken, bounce it to hand. Player cancels their attack. Passes turn, draws Pot of Extravagance, activates the pot, banish 6, draw 2. Karyushin's effect, adding Sea Stealth attack again. Gram Pulse, attach thing, target the set card. It is Imperm, it targets the Jellyfish. Doom Kraken will chain, targeting Gram Pulse and the lady. Chandragolier will chain, pitching himself and Ariane. Followed by will activate, targeting Chandragolier. Transaction Rollback will activate, paying half their life points to activate the effect of Imperm, targeting Jellyfish. Dragolier is banished and negated. Doom Kraken is summoned. Gram Pulse is returned. Gram Pulse pops the Imperm anyway. Activates a new Legendary Ocean. All his monsters in attack mode. Sea Stealth 2 will summon a Jellyfish. Both Sea Stealth attacks will activate to destroy the opponent's monster as Karyushin attacks it. Doom Kraken goes for face. Karyushin the same. And the Jellyfish for game. That was so much more than I thought it was going to be. That was nutty like an almond bar. Anyway, I've run out of spoons to say the words of these ridiculous monster names. Retrains. And also, I'm starting to feel a little bit of congestion, which will make my voice sound even worse than it normally does. So, I thank all of you for watching this video. I hope all of you have a good week going forward. Take care. Bye.